Okay, so I thought of a really good name for Salvador Dali's plumbing company if it ever happened, and that's Surreal Good Plumbers. If you like that name, like this video and subscribe. If you didn't like the name, then like the video and subscribe anyway. I'm John Paulus. You're listening to Life's Potluck Buffet here only on YouTube. Stick around for today's episode where we ask the cards, what's their advice for today? So on the bottom of the deck is card number 1. Everything you give effort to is work, which we talked about yesterday. And that led us to my drain unclogging work that I was doing yesterday, which led me to think about the idea that if Salvador Dalí had a plumbing company, what would he call it? And I like Surreal Good Plumbers. Listen, he would probably call it Egg Incorporated or something like that, because it's Salvador Dalí. But we'll if you come up with a better name, then put it in the comments, please. Okay, so card number 1's on the bottom. Yesterday's episode brought to you by card number 1. Today's episode, we'll see what card brings us today's episode. So I'm going to do 3 casual shuffles, as I always do, gently rearranging the cards. And then I am going to do a more thorough shuffle, to a formal shuffle, to mix the cards together, to blend them together, and in a new order. All right, here's that formal shuffle. Do it a little slowly so that I didn't cause too much noise. The microphone is very sensitive to shuffling. All right, and here is where the cards break for today. And let's see what card that is. It's card number 16. Turn your greatest weakness into your greatest strength. And that, I think, is a wonderful thing to think about today, I must say, cards. And the card tells the story of the person who wrote Robert's Rules of Order. And it's someone named Robert. I don't remember what Robert's first name was, but it wasn't Robert. It was Mr. Robert. It's like Robert apostrophe S Rules of Order, not Robert's Rules of Order. So, that was his last name. And apparently, he was running this meeting at his church where things were a mess. He didn't know how to run the meeting. And so he started to create a guide to running meetings. And this was 100 and something years ago, many years ago, 100 and something years ago. And that has become, at least here in the United States, and I know in other places in the world, a really important book for how to run a meeting formally. And that set of rules were coming from someone who realized that they had a great weakness, which is they didn't know how to run a meeting effectively. And boy, did Mr. Robert, make it into a strength. Because, I mean, to have a book that becomes the rule, he wrote the rules for meetings. So his one moment where he said, I need to do something about this, resulted in Robert changing everything for his whole country. And he didn't realize that, of course, that day in the church meeting when he was like, these things are just out of control and I don't know what to do. That what he would do, the small thing that he thought he was doing, was come up with some rules for that meeting, would actually create a set of rules that would touch hundreds of millions of people. Hundreds of millions. So here's the deal for today. The next time you get into a situation where you say, oh, I don't know what to do. Everything is kind of just out of control. Everything's spinning. That feeling, as no doubt Robert felt that one day then think about Robert's Rules of Order and think about how by doing something to put whatever is spinning out of control into order today for yourself might later touch hundreds of millions of lives and change things for the better. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow on Life's Potluck Buffet.